This 118-year-old man was the last mortal on Earth. In the year 2092, everyone achieved immortality, but no one knew the identity of this old man. A psychiatrist used hypnosis on him and awakened his pre-birth memories. Many unborn children were in heaven. When it's your turn to be born, the angel of oblivion will place her index finger on your lips, so you can forget everything and start a new life. But the boy missed the angel's kiss, so he'll be born with the memories of this life. He chose a pair of ordinary parents and descended into their home. When the boy grew up, he found it hard to make a choice because he already knew what would happen in the future. He couldn't decide which was the right choice. Like these 3 girls he met for the first time. The boy just took one look at them. He quickly foresaw a future in which he would marry them. One day, the boy floated out of bed and he wet his pants because he foresaw his father's car hitting a woman. When his father got out of the car, he forgot to brake, and that future scene really happened. Since then, the boy's parents have been fighting all day. He faced the most difficult choice of his life. When the train left, the boy suddenly chose to stay with his mom, but his teenage life was not a happy one. One night, he predicted his stepfather's death again and accidentally wet his pants. She even felt that the boy had ruined her life. But one day, the boy noticed a new student had joined the class, and it was the girl he had liked when he was young, Anna. Anna quickly recognized the boy as well. Once, while they were playing by the river, Anna came to find the boy and invited him to swim, but the boy said her friends were all idiots, so Anna left him. The boy quickly used his ability to foresee the future, and he saw that Anna later had children, which made him very disappointed. He pulled out a photo and returned to that afternoon by the river. Anna came over again to invite him to swim, and this time the boy chose to tell the truth. He told Anna that he couldn't swim, so she chose to stay with him instead. Until one day, the boy's mother brought his stepfather and the man's daughter, Anna. They pretended not to know each other, but at night, they would play games together. Later, the boy became a TV host, and he married Anna. But one day, while driving home, his car accidentally fell into a river. He couldn't swim, so he lost his life. If he had survived, their parents would have decided to separate, and Anna would have had to leave with the boy. She would have asked him to wait for her at the lighthouse every day. After Anna left, the boy was heartbroken. He never saw Anna return, and his mother decided to move them away. Many years later, he still missed Anna and prayed to see her again. Every time he passed the subway station, he gave money to a beggar, but he didn't know Anna was nearby, also looking for him. Unfortunately, they always missed each other. But one day, something unexpected happened. The beggar died, so he called an ambulance. At that moment, Anna appeared, and they saw each other. Anna walked toward him, and they embraced once again. However, Anna found it difficult to adjust to the situation. She left him a phone number and then left, but suddenly a drop of rain wet the paper, and he lost the only way to contact her. After that, he sat by the lighthouse every day, waiting for her to appear. If the boy had made a different choice, he would have lived with his father. His father often didn't recognize him and had been mentally unstable and paralyzed since the divorce. Every day after school, the boy went out to work, and when he got home, he had to bathe his father. Despite this hard life, he never complained. But late at night, he would ride his motorcycle in the wild, with only the darkness listening to his screams and anger. He also earned money by writing science fiction, as the mysteries of the universe fascinated him. One night, the boy walked into a nightclub for the first time, where he met a blue-haired girl named Iris, who told him they had been neighbors as children. The next day, the boy brought a love letter to find Iris, but she was with her boyfriend. Embarrassed, the boy rode his motorcycle home, but suddenly, he had an accident. When he was taken to the hospital, he was already dead. He desperately wanted to come back to life, so time rewound to just before the accident. This time, the boy found Iris only after her boyfriend left. He gave her the love letter and kissed her, but her heart was still with her boyfriend, even though he didn't love her. The boy decided he would marry the first girl he dated. That night, he returned to the nightclub and met Jenny, the girl in yellow. They kissed, but the boy didn't love her. He set 5 goals for himself, and after marrying Jenny, he achieved them all. He lived a wealthy life, had 2 children, and owned a big villa. Yet he wasn't happy and often thought about ending this life, because his true love was Iris. Jenny also realized he didn't understand or care about her, He always seemed distracted and knew nothing about her likes or interests. Jenny was deeply hurt. One day, he put on sunglasses and went to the airport. Suddenly, he saw a man, and a coin flip helped him decide, yes. He pretended to be Mr. Jones and left with the man. But he never left the hotel. When he woke up in the bathtub, a gangster shot and killed him. Jenny was devastated by her husband's death, not knowing what he had done. If time went back to that afternoon, he wouldn't have given Iris the chance to reject him. He would have kissed her immediately. They would have happily married, but Iris cried all the time because she still loved that other man. Even their children couldn't stand the life they were living. Eventually, Iris said she was leaving him, and he didn't know what to do. Iris noticed that every day he washed his car and she felt he didn't care about her at all. So he poured a can of gasoline over the car and burned it to prove his love for Iris. But in reality, on their wedding day, a fuel truck exploded and caused a fire. And that was when he lost Iris. If she had survived, she surely would have suffered frequent mental breakdowns. That night, she secretly left home. Iris worked at a hair salon, and every day she looked at a photo of the man. But when he finally appeared, Iris didn't recognize him. By now, he had become old and ugly. And this man had now become an old man, the only mortal in the world to die of natural causes. The doctor asked him what year it was, but the old man insisted he was 34 years old. The doctor handed him a newspaper, and the old man shouted, demanding to wake up. Every movement he made attracted attention from everyone because by now, even pigs had been genetically modified, except for this one human. The doctor said the old man had no memory of his past, and his mind was a jumble of confusion. So the doctor tried to hypnotize him, and the old man quickly fell asleep. He woke up in different times and places, and the doctor even led him to remember memories from before he was born. He had been waiting in heaven with many other babies, and 2 angels flew toward them, holding hands. They placed their fingers on each baby's lips so they could forget everything, but the boy didn't receive the mark. He and the other babies got ready to be born. So, when he grew up, he had the ability to foresee everything that would happen in the future. He chose a pair of ordinary parents, and their meeting was quite miraculous. A Japanese man spotted a butterfly that flew through a garden, and a gust of wind lifted a falling leaf. The leaf danced in the sky until it landed in a small town. A man accidentally stepped on the leaf and fell to the ground. At that moment, a woman appeared, and they became the boy's father and mother. The boy decided to go back to the train station and choose again. This time, he didn't catch up with his mom. Instead, he went home with his father. But years later, his father became paralyzed. The boy stayed home every day to take care of him, and he earned money by writing science fiction novels. When the old man told a reporter about his various lives, his life and death were voted on by everyone, but now he didn't care about that. The reporter thought everything he said was contradictory, but the old man said his every experience was true. Suddenly, he told the reporter that none of them existed. Everything existed in that 9-year-old boy's fantasy. Then they came out the window and the whole world began to collapse and disappear. The boy made no choice at the station. He ran off into the distance alone, and the possibilities of his life were endless. Finally, the old man accepted his death. He had no regret.